Hey guys, so at this point you've gone through a ton of training material at Hometown. You've probably been on the floor calling for a couple weeks, and this is a video that we just like to remind you a little bit about call structure. So if you go to the handout or your Google Docs and look up a guide for landing and growing business, that's kind of what we're going to be referencing today. Step 3 is about executing the 5-step first call process with a decision maker, and it's crucial that you get these steps right and in order. So executing a good call structure will keep the call on pace with where you want to go. All the words, the pitches, the tactics you're learning, it allows you to keep them in order and keep the call flowing in the right direction. So if this doesn't sound familiar, or if you don't know the 5 steps off the top of your head, I highly encourage you to kind of listen to the rest of this video and dig back into some of that material and really make sure you're learning this process and how it progresses. So step 1, introduction, pretty straightforward. The first part is just introducing ourselves real quick. No need to be creative there. The second part is your actual intro value statement and introducing who we are, and that's where you got to add a little creativity, and you should have some things laid out. That's going to flow with a question leading right into step 2, which is qualifying the business, right? So you want at the end of that value statement, you don't want to ask if there's anything you can help them with, or are they looking for new partners. That's the quickest way to end a call, because you're just asking for business way too early in the call. You haven't set it up yet. So step 1, introduction. Step 2, you want to qualify the business, right? You want to make sure you understand where their needs are. Is there a spot we can help? And is this client going to be a good fit for you and the company? Step 3, you're going to flow right into that. You're going to qualify their process for giving out the business, right? So how do they go about bringing on a new partner? How do they give you a shot? How do you get some quotes out the door to them? And that's a pretty straightforward process there when you go through the actual steps there. Step 4 is where a lot of creativity starts to come back in. You're going to align your value statement. And so hopefully maybe they've uncovered some challenges or some needs in your qualifying conversations in step 2 and 3, and you can tie that into what you're saying in step 4 and add some more of our value content into that piece of the puzzle. Additionally, you'll want to sell yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, most clients are going to highly rely on who they're dealing with on how they're buying. So a lot of companies are going to have similar products. They're going to be similar solutions, especially to what we do. There's obviously a lot of competition out there. So a lot of times what is boiling it down on you getting a shot with this client is, are you selling yourself and how you can help them and that you will be there working hard for them. So up until this point, we are not trying to sell anything, right? We're introducing ourselves. We're qualifying the business. We're adding some value statements in to tie things together. It's a very conversational flow. Your call should be maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes at this stage. But now the client or prospect, that decision maker, has a little bit of time invested with you on the phone call here. And now you can start getting into your 3 close process and objection management, which is step 5. So at the very end of aligning your value statement, your last sentence in there should flow right into a soft transition into asking them to, hey, what would I have to do to get a shot to quote the next few things for you? Or what's our next steps together? How can I show you I can be of value? Anything that works with that situation to open up asking for the business, right? Are we expecting them to say yes, on this phone call? Not necessarily, but you don't want to have a great 3 to 5 minute phone call and never even ask for the business. So you want to start asking for the business, because you also got to get the objections coming to the forefront of the table, right? People will be cordial with you, but you've got to bring objections out, and you've got to manage those objections, and you got to work through them and around them to get them to stay interested in you and move to the next phase of having a shot at getting business with that client. So long story short, there's a lot of great steps in that guide for landing business that have been created from all the team members and put together. But on that first call with the decision maker, you've got to be prepared to run that 5-step structure to keep yourself moving forward and filling up your sales pipeline. So take a minute, read through it, get with your manager, get with me, and let's help you build out that part of your sales skills.